The Galactic Council was a grand assembly of many alien species. It met on a massive space station named Celesta, which floated in the center of a bustling star system. The council was made up of representatives from different planets, each with their own customs and technologies. They gathered to discuss the rising tensions in the galaxy. Rumors of war had spread like wildfire among the stars. Among the many beings in the council chamber, there were tall, thin aliens with shimmering skin, short and stout creatures with bright eyes, and even beings made of pure energy. As they took their seats, a sense of unease filled the air. The balance of power in the galaxy was shifting, and no one knew what would happen next. At the back of the chamber, a small group of humans watched. They were from Earth, a planet that had recently joined the council. Alex, a young engineer with a passion for technology, sat nervously beside Maya, a skilled diplomat. They both understood how important this meeting was. Humanity's place in the galaxy was still uncertain, and they wanted to prove that Earth could be a valuable ally. Maya glanced at Alex. "Do you think they will listen to us?" she asked, her voice low. "I hope so," Alex replied, adjusting his glasses. "We've made great strides in technology. Our dark matter warships could change everything." Maya nodded, but doubt lingered in her mind. The council had been skeptical of humanity since the beginning. Many members viewed humans as primitive, relying on brute force rather than intelligence and innovation. They had to show that humans were capable of more. As the council meeting began, the leader, a tall alien named Zorith, called for order. His voice echoed through the chamber, commanding attention. "We gather today to discuss the threats that loom over our galaxy. Tensions rise among several factions, and we must find a way to maintain peace." Zorath spoke about the recent attacks on council outposts. Ships had vanished without a trace, and rumors of a powerful new weapon circulated among the stars. Some believed it was a sign of an approaching war. The council members exchanged worried glances. As the discussions unfolded, Alex felt a mix of anxiety and determination. He knew that humanity's advancements in dark matter technology could help stabilize the galaxy. Dark matter was a mysterious substance that existed throughout the universe. It had the potential to create powerful engines and weapons, but it was also unpredictable. Maya raised her hand, drawing the attention of the council. "Esteemed members, we believe we can offer a solution," she said, her voice steady. "Our dark matter warships are ready. They can provide defense against the threats we face." Murmurs rippled through the chamber. Some members looked intrigued while others frowned. An alien with bright green skin and multiple eyes spoke up. "How do we know these ships are not a threat themselves? Humans are known for their aggression." Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the council's scrutiny. "We understand your concerns, but we have developed these ships for protection, not for conquest. We want to keep peace in the galaxy." Another representative, a small creature with a round body and a large head, chimed in. "What if we allow you to demonstrate your technology? The test would show if your ships are indeed capable of helping us." Maya nodded eagerly. "That is a fair proposal. We can arrange a demonstration in space where you can see the capabilities of our warships firsthand." Zorath considered this. "Very well. We will schedule a demonstration, but understand this. If your ships fail us, the consequences will be severe." As the meeting continued, Alex and Maya exchanged hopeful glances. This was their chance to prove humanity's worth. They planned to return to Earth to prepare for the demonstration, but deep down, they both sensed that the council's doubts were far from over. Meanwhile, in the dark corners of the galaxy, other factions watched the council's proceedings with interest. The rumors of humanity's dark matter warships had spread, and not all reactions were positive. Some factions feared the potential power that humans could wield. Others saw an opportunity to exploit the situation. Days later, back on Earth, Alex and Maya worked tirelessly to prepare for the demonstration. They coordinated with engineers and scientists, ensuring that everything was perfect. The dark matter warships were sleek and powerful, designed for speed and agility in space. They had been built with the latest technology, and Alex was proud of their creation. As the day of the demonstration approached, excitement mixed with anxiety. Alex knew that this was not just a test of technology, it was a test of humanity's place in the galaxy. If they succeeded, they could change the perception of humans in the eyes of the Council. On the day of the demonstration, the Council members gathered in a designated viewing area in space. The atmosphere was tense. The humans had brought 3 dark matter warships, each one a marvel of engineering. They gleamed under the light of distant stars. Maya stood next to Alex on the command ship, her heart racing. "Is it, Alex? We have to make them believe in us." Alex nodded, his focus sharp. "We will show them what we are capable of. Let's hope they see our potential." As the ships powered up, the dark matter engines hummed with energy. Alex initiated the launch sequence. The warships soared into space, leaving a trail of shimmering light behind them. The council members watched in awe as the ships performed impressive maneuvers, showcasing their speed and agility. But just as the demonstration was reaching its peak, a sudden alarm blared. On the command ship, Alex's heart sank. What's happening? An officer rushed to his side. "We are detecting an incoming signal. Seems to be a distress call from a nearby council outpost." Maya's eyes widened. This could be serious. We need to respond. Council members exchanged worried glances. Tensions were rising, and the demonstration was quickly overshadowed by the threat of an unknown enemy. Alex and Maya knew they had to act fast. The balance of peace in the galaxy was hanging by a thread, and humanity's role in this unfolding conflict was about to become much more complicated. As the warships prepared to respond to the distress, Signal Alex realized that their journey had only just begun. The galaxy was vast, filled with dangers and uncertainties. But humanity was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They were determined to prove that they belonged among the stars. The dark matter warships glided through space, their engines humming softly. Alex and Maya were on the command ship, watching the stars twinkle outside the viewport. The atmosphere was tense, filled with anticipation and worry. They had just received a distress signal from a nearby council outpost. Something was wrong, and they needed to act fast. The officer at the communication station spoke urgently. "The outpost is reporting an attack. They are under siege by an unknown force. We need to reach them quickly." Alex's heart raced. "How far is the outpost? Can we get there in time?" 2 light years away, the officer replied. "If we use the dark matter drive at full power, we can arrive in less than 15 minutes. Maya turned to Alex, her eyes filled with determination. "We have to go. If they are under attack, we can help them. This is our chance to prove ourselves." Alex nodded, knowing the risks, but also understanding the importance of their mission. "Let's do it." Set a course for the outpost and prepare for warp. As the ship surged forward, Alex felt a mix of excitement and fear. They were about to enter a dangerous situation. But this was their opportunity to show the Council that humanity could stand alongside other species in times of crisis. In the dark void of space, the warship sped toward the outpost. The crew worked efficiently, checking systems and preparing for possible engagement. Alex and Maya discussed their strategy. They needed to assess the situation when they arrived and determine the best way to help the defenders of the outpost. Within minutes, they entered the vicinity of the outpost. It loomed ahead, a cluster of buildings and ships surrounded by chaos. Several enemy ships, sleek and menacing, were attacking the outpost. Alarms blared, and explosions lit up the dark space around them. "Contact the outpost," Maya ordered. "We need to establish communication." The officer quickly patched through the signal. A worried voice crackled over the speakers. "This is Commander Lyra from the outpost. We are under heavy attack." "Commander Lyra, this is Maya from the Earth Federation," Maya replied, trying to sound calm. "We have dark matter warships and are here to assist." "What is your status?" "We have suffered significant damage. Our defenses are failing. If you can provide air support, it may give us the time we need to regroup." "Understood," Maya said. "We are launching our fighters now." Alex felt a wave of determination wash over him. They were ready to fight back. He quickly coordinated. With the crew, prepare the fighter ships for launch. We need to cover the outposts while they regroup. The fighters were small, agile ships designed for quick maneuvers. They could dart in and out of danger, providing support where it was needed most. As the fighters launched from the command ship, Alex felt a sense of pride. Humanity was finally showing its strength. The fighters sped toward the outpost, weaving through enemy fire. Alex watched intently as the pilots engaged the enemy ships. They were skilled and focused, working together to defend the outpost. Explosions filled the air as energy blasts collided. But the fighters pressed on, determined to protect their new allies. Meanwhile, Maya coordinated with Commander Lyra, providing updates and strategizing their next moves. We need to draw the enemy fire away from the outpost, she said. Can your remaining ships provide cover while we regroup? Yes, Commander Lyra replied. We will do our best, but our resources are limited. As the battle raged on, Alex felt the pressure mounting. They had to find a way to turn the tide. He noticed that the enemy ships were organized, moving in formation. They were not just random attackers, they were part of a larger plan. Commander, do you have any information on the enemy? Alex asked, hoping to gain an advantage. Not much, Lyra replied. But we believe they are part of a faction known as the Varkans. They are aggressive and do not relent easily. Alex exchanged a glance with Maya. We need to disrupt their formation. If we can break their lines, we can create opportunities for the outpost to regroup. Agreed, Maya said. Let's coordinate our fighters and hit their flanks. We can split their forces. Alex quickly relayed the plan to the fighter pilots, who responded with enthusiasm. They were ready to follow orders and fight for their new allies. As the fighters regrouped, Alex and Maya watched from the command ship, their hearts pounding. Now, shouted, and the fighters dove toward the enemy ships. They unleashed a barrage of fire, striking the Varkans from the sides. The enemy ships were caught off guard, and some began to break formation. Alex felt a surge of hope. The tide was starting to turn. The fighters pressed on, taking advantage of the chaos. They moved swiftly, dodging incoming fire and targeting the enemy's weak points. But just as victory seemed within reach, a massive Varkan battleship emerged from the shadows. It was heavily armed and far larger than anything they had faced. Its presence sent a chill down Alex's spine. Everyone, fall back, Maya ordered, her voice steady, despite the panic rising around them. We need to regroup and reassess. The fighters retreated, forming a defensive line around the command ship. Alex watched as the Varkan battleship unleashed a devastating blast, targeting the outpost directly. Ah! Explosions erupted, and the outpost shuddered under the attack. Commander, Lyra, can you hold? Alex asked, his voice tense. Barely, Lyra replied. Our shields are failing. We need more time. Alex knew they had to act quickly. Maya, we need to take out that battleship. If we don't, the outpost will fall. I know, Maya said, her expression firm. But we need a plan. We can't just charge in blindly. As they discussed strategies, Alex suddenly had an idea. What if we use our dark matter technology to create a distraction? If we can generate a massive energy pulse, it might confuse their systems long enough for us to strike. Maya's eyes lit up. That could work. We can channel the energy from our ships into a concentrated burst. We'll overload their sensors. Let's do it, Alex said, feeling a rush of adrenaline. Prepare the energy pulse. We need to time it perfectly. The crew moved quickly, working together to channel the energy. Alex felt a sense of urgency as he monitored the systems. The battleship loomed large, but they had to stay focused. Ready, Maya shouted, her voice cutting through the tension. On my mark, as the energy pulsed to its peak, Maya raised her hand. Now. The burst of energy shot out, illuminating the darkness of space. The Varkon battleship systems flickered as they struggled to react. For a brief moment, it was vulnerable. Now's our chance, Alex yelled. All fighters attack. The fighters surged forward, diving into the heart of the enemy formation. They unleashed everything they had, striking the battleship and damaging its shields. The tide was finally turning. As the battle raged on, Alex and Maya felt a surge of hope. They had faced the darkness together, and now they were fighting for their place in the galaxy. The outcome of this battle would not only determine the fate of the outpost, but also define humanity's role in the larger conflict ahead. With determination and courage, they pressed on, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The galaxy was vast and unpredictable, but they were prepared to fight for their future among the stars. The battle raged on around the outpost, and the atmosphere was tense. Alex and Maya watched from the command ship as their fighter pilots engaged the Varkon forces. The brilliant flashes of energy weapons and the dark void of space made the scene both beautiful and terrifying. They had turned the tide, but the fight was far from over as the energy pulse faded. The Varkan battleship was still reeling from the attack. Alex could see the damage reports flashing on his screen. "We've made a dent, but we need to finish this," he said. His voice steady despite the chaos outside. Maya nodded, her brow furrowed in concentration. "We need to strike their command ship. If we can take out their leadership, it might disrupt their attack." Alex quickly coordinated with the pilots and the fighters. "Listen up. We are going after the Varkon command ship. Focus your fire. On the center, we need to take them out." The pilots responded with confidence. They had fought bravely, and now they were ready for the final push. As the fighters regrouped, Alex felt a sense of unity among the crew. They were no longer just humans fighting for survival. They were part of a larger team working together. With a coordinated attack plan in place, the fighters swarmed toward the Varkon command ship. It was a massive structure, heavily armed and shielded, but Alex believed they had the element of surprise on their side. "Now," Maya shouted as they approached the command ship. The fighters unleashed a barrage of energy blasts, striking the ship's shields. Alex watched as the shields flickered under the assault. The Varkan response was swift. Turrets on the command ship began to fire back. An energy bolt shot through space, narrowly missing the fighters. The pilots maneuvered quickly, dodging incoming fire while keeping their focus on the target. "Keep it up," Chaos encouraged. Over the comes, his heart racing. "We are making progress. Don't let up." "Watch!" Just then, a warning alarm blared on the command ship. An officer shouted, "Incoming enemy reinforcements. More Varkan ships are arriving." Alex felt a chill run down his spine. They were outnumbered, and the additional ships could tip the scales against them. "We need to finish this quickly," he said urgently. "Maya, can we divert more power to our weapon systems?" "Yes, but we will risk damaging our shields," she replied, her expression serious. "We have no choice." Alex knew they had to take the risk. "Do it." Maya nodded and gave the order. The crew worked quickly to reroute power, and soon the command ship was ready to fire at full strength. "Prepare to engage," Maya called. As the command ship charged its weapons, Alex felt a surge of hope. They had made it this far, and they could not back down now. "Let's show them what we're made of," he said, determination in his voice. With a loud roar, the command ship fired its energy beams at the Varkon command ship. The blasts hit their mark, and the enemy ship shook from the impact. The shields flickered, and for a moment, it seemed as if victory was within reach. But just as they began to celebrate, the Varkon command ship retaliated. It unleashed a powerful counterattack, and the energy bolt struck the command ship, causing it to shudder violently. Alex braced himself against the console as alarms blared. "Damage report," Maya shouted, her voice cutting through the noise. "Shields are down." 50%, an officer replied. "We are taking structural damage. We can't let them get the upper hand," Alex urged, his mind racing. "We need to disable their weapons," agreed Maya said, determination shining in her eyes. "We'll focus our fire on their weapon systems. Let's finish this." The fighters regrouped once more, and Alex watched as they dove toward the Varkon command ship. They aimed for the turrets, firing everything they had. The fighters executed precise maneuvers, working together, to avoid enemy fire while targeting the ship's defenses. As the battle intensified, Alex noticed something strange. A small fleet of Varkan ships was moving away from the main fight. They were heading toward the outpost, likely planning to attack the defenses directly. "Commander Lyra, you need to prepare for an attack on the outpost," Alex warned over. There are Varkan ships breaking off to target you. We will do our best to defend." "Thank you for the warning," Lyra replied, her voice steady despite the chaos. Alex felt a rush of concern. "We can't let them reach the outpost, Maya. We have to split our forces." "Agreed," she said quickly. "Take the command ship and provide cover for the outpost. You lead the fighters to intercept those ships." Alex nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. "Let's move." As the command ship turned to protect the outpost, Alex led the fighters toward the rogue Varkan ships. They were fast, but the fighters were more agile. Alex pushed his fighter to its limits, weaving through enemy fire as they closed in. "Stay tight," he shouted to the pilots. "We'll hit them hard and fast." The fighters dove into the fray, targeting the Varkan ships that were trying to flank the outpost. Energy blasts flew in all directions as they engaged in a fierce dogfight. Alex reminded himself to stay focused. They could not afford to make mistakes. Just as they were gaining the upper hand, the enemy called for reinforcements. More Varkan ships appeared, surrounding the fighters and cutting off their escape routes. Alex felt his heart race as he realized they were outnumbered. "Stay calm," he ordered the pilots. "We can turn this around. Follow my lead." With quick thinking, Alex executed a daring maneuver. He led the fighters into a tight formation, using their combined firepower to break through the enemy lines. They pushed forward, forcing the Varkan ships to scatter. "Now, focus fire on the nearest ship," Alex commanded. The fighters unleashed a coordinated barrage, and a Varkan ship exploded in a brilliant flash. "Good job!" Maya cheered through the comms. "Keep it up." But the battle was far from over. The Varkan ships regrouped and counterattacked, returning fire with a vengeance. Alex felt the pressure mounting as they fought to protect the outpost. They had to hold on, but the odds were against them. Suddenly a voice came over the comms. It was Commander Lyra. "We are taking heavy damage. We need backup." Alex's heart sank. "We're on our way," he replied. "Hold tight." With renewed determination, he rallied the fighters. "Going to break through and support the outpost. Follow me." As they pushed forward, Alex felt the adrenaline surge through him. This was a fight for survival, and they had to give everything they had. The energy blasts lit up the darkness of space, and the roar of battle filled his ears. They reached the outpost just in time. The command ship was heavily damaged, but it was still operational. Alex quickly assessed the situation. The Varkan forces were relentless, but the humans were holding strong. "Let's finish this," Alex shouted, leading the charge. For Earth and the Council, the fierce battle cry. The fighters surged forward, joining the defense of the outpost. Together, they fought back against the Varkan forces, determined to protect their new allies. The clash of energy beams and the roar of engines filled the void of space, echoing the struggle for survival. As the battle raged on, Alex realized that this was just the beginning. They had entered a new chapter in their journey among the stars. The fight for their place in the galaxy was far from over, and they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The battle had finally ended, but the aftermath left a heavy weight in the air. The outpost was damaged, and many of the crew members were exhausted. Alex and Maya stood on the command ship, looking at the destruction around them. Hardin saved the outpost, but the price had been high, as the last Varkan ship retreated. The crew of the outpost began to assess the damage. Commander Lyra contacted Alex and Maya. "Thank you for your help. We would not have survived without your support." Alex felt a swell of pride. "We did what we had to do. But your crew fought bravely. You held your ground against a much larger force." Maya smiled, feeling a sense of camaraderie. "Now we need to work together to repair the outpost. Cannot let this happen again." As the crews began to work together, Alex and Maya took a moment to reflect. They knew that this victory had changed the perception of humanity among the Council. They had proven themselves in battle. But they also needed to show they were capable of diplomacy. "We should set up a meeting with the Council," Maya suggested. We need to discuss how we can strengthen our alliances and prevent future attacks. Agreed, Alex said. But we have to be careful. Not everyone will see us as allies just because we fought together. Over the next few days, the crews worked tirelessly to repair the outpost. Humans and aliens collaborated, sharing knowledge and technology. The atmosphere was one of unity, as they all understood the importance of standing together against a common threat. Finally, the day of the council meeting arrived. Alex and Maya traveled back to Celesta, the grand space station where the Galactic Council met. They were anxious but determined. This was their chance to solidify humanity's place in the galaxy. As they entered the council chamber, they were met with curious gazes. Representatives from various species filled the room, and the air buzzed with tension. Zoroth, the leader of the council, stood at the front ready to begin. "Welcome, representatives of the Earth Federation," Zoroth said, his voice commanding. "We have much to discuss following the recent battle at the outpost. Your actions have drawn attention." Maya stepped forward, her heart pounding. "Thank you for having us. We believe that our cooperation during the battle has shown the potential of a strong alliance between humanity and the Council." A tall alien with blue skin and sharp features leaned forward, his expression skeptical. "You fought bravely. But can we trust humanity? Your technology is powerful, but so is your history of conflict." Alex took a deep breath, ready to respond. "We understand your concerns. But our actions at the outpost were not just about fighting. We were protecting lives. We want to be partners in peace, not war." Another council member, a small creature with many eyes, spoke up. "What guarantees do we have that humanity will not use this technology for aggression in the future?" Maya replied confidently. "We are prepared to share our technology with the Council. We can work together to create defenses that protect all of us. Our goal is to ensure safety, not to dominate." Zoroth nodded, considering their words. "It is clear that humanity has potential, but we must ensure that this potential is not misused. We will need to establish guidelines for cooperation." Alex felt a wave of relief wash over him. "We are ready to follow any guidelines you set. We want to build trust and work alongside the Council." The discussion continued, with representatives from various species sharing their thoughts. Some were hopeful, while others remained cautious. The Council debated the terms of the alliance. It became clear that building trust would take time. Finally, Zoroth spoke again. "We will allow humanity to become a full member of the Council. However, you must prove your commitment to peace through actions, not just words." Maya smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "We will do everything in our power to show that we are worthy of this trust." As the meeting concluded, Alex and Maya felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. This was a significant step for humanity, but they knew that challenges lay ahead. They had to prove themselves in more than just battle. After the meeting, Alex and Maya stepped outside the council chamber. The vastness of space surrounded them, and they took a moment to breathe. "What do you think will happen next?" Maya asked, watching the stars twinkle in the distance. "I think we have a lot of work to do," Alex replied. "We need to strengthen our defenses and prepare for any future threats. We also need to build relationships with the other species." Maya nodded, her mind racing with ideas. "We should organize cultural exchanges. If we can show them our way of life, it might help build understanding and trust." "That's a great idea," Alex said, feeling inspired. "We can introduce them to our technology, our art, and our values. It will show them that we are more than just soldiers." As they discussed their plans, they realized that their journey was only beginning. They had entered a new era for humanity, one filled with both opportunities and challenges. Days turned into weeks as they worked to establish their place in the council. Alex and Maya organized meetings and cultural exchanges, helping others learn about humanity. They shared stories, music, and technology. Forging connections that transcended species, the council members began to see humanity in a new light. They were not just fighters. They were creative, intelligent, and capable of great things. The more they learned, the more they appreciated the potential for collaboration. However, not everyone was pleased with the growing alliance. Hidden factions among the council viewed humanity as a threat. They whispered in the shadows, plotting against the new members of the council. One evening, as Alex and Maya were preparing for another meeting, they received a message from Commander Lyra. "We have received intelligence that a group is planning to disrupt your efforts. They believe that humanity is a danger to the council." Alex felt a knot tighten in his stomach. "We have to take this seriously. If they try to sabotage our efforts, it could set us back." Maya nodded, her expression serious. "We need to address this issue openly. If we ignore it, it could grow into something bigger." They quickly organized a meeting with the council, determined to confront the growing tension. As they entered the chamber, Alex felt a mix of determination and fear. He knew that their future depended on their ability to navigate this challenge. Zoroth greeted them with a stern look. "We have heard reports of unrest among certain factions. What is your plan to address these concerns?" Maya stepped forward, her voice steady. "We understand that there are fears about humanity's role in the council. We are here to listen and to reassure everyone that our intentions are peaceful." A representative from a large reptilian species spoke up. "Your technology is powerful. How can we be sure it will not be used against us?" Alex took a deep breath, ready to respond. "We are committed to transparency. We will share our technology and work together to create a system of checks and balances that protects everyone." The representatives listened carefully, and some began to nod. But the reptilian representative remained skeptical. "Words are not enough. We need guarantees." Maya replied, "We are willing to sign a treaty that outlines our commitments to peace. We want to work together to create a safer galaxy for all." As the discussion continued, Alex and Maya felt the weight of their responsibility. To prove that humanity was worthy of trust, they had to build an alliance that would endure. The council debated the terms of the treaty. After much discussion, they agreed to present it to the entire council for a vote. It was a significant step toward unity, but Alex knew that they were far from finished. The real work was just beginning. As they left the chamber, Alex turned to Maya. "This is our chance to show them that we can be trusted. We have to keep pushing forward." Maya smiled, her determination shining through. "Together, we will make it happen. We will prove that humanity belongs among the stars." The day of the vote had arrived, and the atmosphere in the council chamber was filled with tension. Representatives from all species gathered to discuss the treaty that would define humanity's role in the Galactic Council. Alex and Maya stood at the front, feeling the weight of the moment. This was not just about them. It was about the future of humanity among the stars. Zoroth, the leader of the council, called the meeting to order. "Today, we will discuss the proposed treaty between humanity and the Galactic Council. It is a crucial step toward building trust and cooperation." As Zoroth spoke, Alex felt a mix of hope and anxiety. The treaty was designed to ensure that humanity would use its technology for peace, not aggression. They had worked hard to create a document that outlined their commitments. But now, it was up to the council to decide. A representative from a nearby planet stood up, his voice ringing through the chamber. "We have seen the bravery of humanity in battle, but can we trust them with such advanced technology? What guarantees do we have that they will not turn against us?" Maya stepped forward, ready to address the concerns. "We understand your fears. That is why we are willing to share our technology and work together to create a defense system that benefits all of us. Our goal is to protect the galaxy, not to dominate it." Another representative, a tall alien with shimmering skin, spoke up. "We have heard many promises before. What will make this time different?" Alex took a deep breath, feeling the need to speak from the heart. "We are committed to building relationships based on trust and understanding. We have already proven ourselves in battle, and now we want to prove ourselves in peace." The debate continued, with representatives voicing their opinions for and against the treaty. Some were enthusiastic about the idea of an alliance, while others remained skeptical. The discussions were heated, but Alex and Maya remained focused, knowing that they had to keep pushing for acceptance. As the debate wore on, Zoroth called for a vote. We will now decide whether to approve the treaty. Each representative will cast their vote in favor or against. The chamber fell silent as the representatives voted. Alex and Maya exchanged nervous glances, feeling the tension rise. Each vote was crucial, and they knew that any dissent could jeopardize their future. When the votes were tallied, Zeroth looked at the assembly. The results are in. The treaty has passed with a majority vote. A wave of relief washed over Alex and Maya. They had done it. Humanity was officially recognized as a member of the Galactic Council. The cheers and applause from the assembly filled the chamber. Their hearts swelled with pride. As the noise faded, Zorath continued. This treaty marks a new beginning for our alliance. But we must remain vigilant. There are still those who do not trust humanity, and we must work together to address their concerns. Maya nodded, her expression serious. We are ready to work alongside the Council. We want to build a future where all species can thrive together. After the meeting, Alex and Maya were approached by several representatives who congratulated them. They felt a sense of accomplishment and knew that their hard work had paid off. But they also understood that the real challenge was just beginning. In the following weeks, they focused on implementing the treaty. They organized joint training, exercises, and cultural exchanges to strengthen relationships between species. Alex worked with engineers from other planets to share knowledge about dark matter technology and defense systems. During one of the training exercises, Alex stood on the command ship, watching as humans and aliens practiced together. The atmosphere was filled with laughter and camaraderie. It was a stark contrast to the tension that had once filled the council chamber. Maya joined him, a smile on her face. Look at them. This is what we fought for, a united front against any future threats. Alex nodded, feeling a sense of pride. We are building something special here. It's more than just an alliance. It's a community, however not. Everything was smooth sailing. There were still factions within the council that viewed humanity with suspicion. Some representatives whispered about the potential dangers of allowing humans access to advanced technology. One day, as Alex and Maya were meeting with Commander Lyra, they received troubling news. We have heard reports of unrest among some factions. They are planning to challenge humanity's membership in the council, Lyra said, her expression grave. Why are they doing this? Maya asked, frustration creeping into her voice. They believe that humanity's technology poses a danger to the very fabric of the council, Lyra replied. We need to act quickly to address these concerns. Alex felt a knot tighten in his stomach. Can't let them undermine everything we've worked for. Need to show them that we are committed to peace. Maya agreed. We should organize a summit to address these issues directly. If we can bring everyone together, we can quell their fears. They quickly set to work, planning the summit and inviting representatives from all factions. The goal was to create an open dialogue where concerns could be voiced and addressed. When the day of the summit arrived, the atmosphere was tense. The council chamber was filled with representatives who were skeptical of humanity. Alex and Maya stood at the front, ready to present their case. Zorath opened the summit, welcoming everyone. Today we gathered to discuss the future of our alliance. It is important that we address any concerns about humanity's role in the council. A representative from a distant planet stood up, his voice loud and clear. We want to hear from humanity directly. How can you assure us that your technology will not be used for aggression? Maya stepped forward, her heart racing. We understand your fears, and we want to be transparent. We are willing to establish a council of representatives from different species to oversee our technology and ensure it is used only for defense. Another representative added, what if this council is not enough? How can we be sure that humanity will follow the rules? Alex took a deep breath, determined to reassure them. We are committed to working together. We want to build trust through actions, not just words. We will open our facilities for inspection and allow representatives to monitor our progress. The discussions continued, with representatives voicing their concerns and objections. But Alex and Maya remained calm, answering questions and providing reassurance. Slowly, the atmosphere began to shift. After hours of discussions, Zorath called for a vote on the proposal to form the Oversight Council. We must decide whether to approve this measure. It is crucial for the future of our alliance. As the votes were cast, Alex and Maya held their breath. They had worked tirelessly to build trust, and they hoped it would be enough. When the results were announced, the chamber erupted in applause. The proposal had passed. The Oversight Council would be established. Humanity's technology would be monitored to ensure peace. As the representatives celebrated, Alex turned to Maya, a smile breaking across his face. We did it. This is a huge step forward. Maya nodded, her eyes shining with excitement. We have proven that we can work together. This is just the beginning. In the following months, the Oversight Council was established, and humanity became an integral part of the Council's operations. They worked alongside other species, sharing knowledge and resources. The atmosphere of cooperation grew stronger, and friendships blossomed. Alex and Maya continued to lead initiatives that fostered unity among the species. They organized cultural festivals, showcasing the diverse traditions and histories of each species. These events brought everyone together, allowing them to learn from one another as they stood together at one of the festivals. Watching representatives from various species interact, Alex felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This is what we fought for, a future of cooperation and understanding. Maya smiled, her eyes sparkling with hope. We have come so far, and there is still so much more to do. Together, we can face any challenge. As the stars twinkled above them, Alex realized that humanity had found its place among the stars. They had faced adversity and emerged stronger. The galaxy was vast and full of possibilities, and they were ready to explore it together with their new allies. The future was bright, and Alex knew that they would continue to work toward a peaceful and united galaxy. Their journey had just begun, and they were prepared to face whatever lay ahead.